Hello, beautiful Scorpio souls. Come a little closer, because what is unfolding as June 20 and 21 arrive is far more than an ordinary message. Something that has remained hidden beneath the surface for a very long time is beginning to rise into the light, creating a shift that reaches deep into the foundations of your life. Are you ready to hear something that could completely change the way you understand your journey? Because you are standing at the edge of a powerful rebirth, and something you once hoped for, prayed for, and perhaps even stopped expecting is quietly finding its way back to you. Hello, my dear Scorpio, and welcome. This message is for the part of you that has carried more than most people ever realized, the part that kept moving forward even when no one could see what was happening beneath the surface. Some messages arrive exactly when the soul is ready to receive them, and this feels like one of those moments. I encourage you to stay with me all the way through, because a special card will appear later carrying a message that feels deeply personal for Scorpio energy during this powerful solstice doorway. What it reveals may touch something emotional within you. For some of you, it may feel like an answer that has been years in the making. Before we go any further, if something inside you is already resonating with these words, take a moment to press the like button as a signal that you are open to receiving what is meant for you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so. You never miss these messages when they arrive. In the comments below, type, "I am ready for my rebirth." Let us create a wave of intention together. And before we continue, I want to offer a heartfelt thank you to everyone who helps support this channel. If these messages bring you comfort, clarity, encouragement, or simply help you feel understood during difficult seasons of life, you can support the continued creation of these videos through the link in the description or the QR code on your screen. Every contribution helps keep this space growing and allows these messages to continue reaching people exactly when they need them most. To everyone who has already offered support, thank you. Your kindness helps create a place where healing, hope, and meaningful guidance can continue to flow. Now, as you listen, I want you to imagine us connecting with the deepest layer of your energy, the place where intuition speaks long before logic catches up. There is a unique frequency moving through this moment. It is the frequency of return, the frequency of illumination, and perhaps most powerfully of all, the frequency of a new beginning emerging as one season closes and another begins. Thank you for being here. Thank you for every thoughtful comment, every like, and every time you have shared one of these videos with someone who was moving through a difficult chapter of their own. More than anything, thank you for continuing to believe when life gave you reasons to doubt. Thank you for keeping your heart open through experiences that could have convinced you to close it forever. Today, the cards appeared like distant stars breaking through a sky that had been hidden behind clouds for far too long. They have not arrived to pull you back into old pain. They have arrived to remind you that you made it through. And the first message comes through the Justice card, which appeared not once, but twice, making its presence impossible to ignore. This is a powerful sign that balance is returning. Yet for Scorpio, this feels less like external victory and more like a truth finally rising from deep beneath the surface. It is not a faint whisper or a passing sign. It feels like steady rain reaching thirsty ground after a long season of waiting, or a hidden current finally touching roots that have been quietly waiting to awaken. I know you, Scorpio. You understand loyalty, depth, and emotional truth in ways that many people never fully comprehend. You have carried burdens silently, protected people who may never know how much you gave, and offered pieces of yourself without asking for recognition. But how many times have you poured your energy into someone else's healing while your own needs remained unseen? How many times have you wondered when life would finally return some of the care you so freely gave away? If that question has been living quietly inside your heart, I want to offer you a different perspective. When you look back honestly at everything you have endured, something remarkable begins to emerge. Through every disappointment, every unanswered question, and every season that tested your spirit, you never lost the essence of who you are. You continued choosing compassion when resentment would have been easier. You continued trusting your inner knowing even when the path ahead made no sense at all. You kept your light alive when circumstances gave you every reason to let it disappear. That is not weakness. That is extraordinary strength. The true measure of a soul is not whether it avoids falling, it is whether it continues rising again and again. And Scorpio, your rise is closer than you think. Alongside this promise of justice appears the Page of Pentacles. Imagine a small green shoot emerging through soil that looked dormant for far too long. Something you believed had been lost, overlooked, forgotten, or delayed is beginning to return. An opportunity that slipped away, recognition that never arrived, or understanding you once hoped to receive is finding its way back to you now in a form that feels real, tangible, and impossible to ignore. For Scorpio, this message carries a special weight. You're a sign that rarely settles for surface answers because you instinctively search for what is real beneath appearances. The Page of Pentacles represents a seed finally taking root in solid ground, a genuine opportunity you can touch and build upon. It may arrive as a new professional path, an unexpected improvement in your finances, a vision that suddenly feels possible, or simply the deeply healing experience of feeling understood, valued, and appreciated exactly as you are. As June 20 and 21 unfold, the atmosphere begins to change. The uncertainty that once surrounded a situation starts to dissolve, and what felt difficult to understand begins revealing its true shape. It is like watching moonlight spread across still water, illuminating details that were always there but impossible to see before. If you find yourself standing between hesitation and hope, remember this. The universe does not reveal a doorway until the soul is prepared to walk through it. And Scorpio, that doorway is opening for you now. Your name is not being called so that you remain where you are. It is being called because a new chapter is asking for your participation. You have moved through emotional tides that could have hardened your heart, yet you have managed to preserve your capacity to care, to feel, and to remain connected to what matters. That quiet resilience is one of your greatest strengths. Real healing is not found in building thicker walls around yourself. It emerges when you trust yourself enough to open your heart again, even after disappointment has taught difficult lessons. The blessing approaching you is not only an external event or opportunity, it is the visible result of countless choices you made when no one else was watching. It is every moment you chose understanding over resentment, every act of grace that replaced judgment, and every time you protected your hope when bitterness seemed easier. Nothing has gone unnoticed. The universe remembers every silent struggle, every tear that never reached another person's eyes, and every night when you had to become your own source of comfort. If there was ever a moment when you quietly wondered whether you could continue, remember that those very moments were planting the roots of what is beginning to emerge now. The miracle did not begin today. It began the day you chose not to give up. Can you sense what that ultimate gift might be? Stay with me a little longer, because the message your soul has been waiting to hear is drawing closer. If these words have stirred something deep within you, leave an affirmation in the comments. Not for me, but as a declaration to yourself and to the universe. Type, "I am ready to receive the good things the universe is sending me." Or simply press the like button as a quiet promise that you are ready to welcome the light within you instead of shrinking from it. Every time you share something that genuinely moves your heart, you send that energy outward and create space for it to return. Now let us continue, because a deeper truth is beginning to reveal itself. There are moments in life when truth rises like a powerful tide. It does not always arrive gently, yet it arrives exactly when it is needed. For you, Scorpio, these days around the solstice carry that energy. What has remained hidden beneath the surface is beginning to emerge. What your intuition has sensed for a long time is moving closer to confirmation. This is a period of awakening. The uncertainty that has lingered around certain situations starts to clear, and the fog that once obscured your perspective begins to lift. Questions that have quietly followed you may finally find their answers. It is as though the universe has decided that confusion has served its purpose and clarity must now take its place. Some revelations may surprise you, others may challenge expectations you once held, yet each truth arrives to restore balance and place things where they belong. Light always finds a way back, even after the longest season of darkness. That is one of the deepest laws of transformation. If you have felt surrounded by uncertainty, constantly trying to interpret people's intentions or fill in missing pieces yourself, you may soon find that guessing is no longer necessary. The truth will reveal itself. You will recognize who genuinely belongs in your life, who was only passing through, and who arrived as an important lesson along your path. Most importantly, you will gain a clearer understanding of what your own soul needs in order to feel at peace. And here is something worth remembering. Peace is not always the result of having every answer. Sometimes peace arrives when you stop fearing what the answer might be. The Judgment card appears in this message with extraordinary strength. It feels like a call echoing across deep waters, inviting you to wake up, to see clearly, and to embrace the truth that has been waiting for you. This truth is not only about external circumstances, it is also about you. It asks you to recognize the limits you may have unknowingly placed upon yourself and the powerful qualities you have forgotten along the way. I truly believe that nothing liberates us more completely than facing what is real, even when it is uncomfortable, because the moment you accept the truth is often the exact moment you discover what freedom truly feels like. And that freedom, Scorpio, is something no one can take away from you once it becomes yours. It is like the deep ocean that remains vast and unchanged beneath every shifting wave. Whether the surface is calm or unsettled, its depth remains intact. As these next 2 days unfold, certain realizations may stir emotions within you, and some of them may not be easy to face. You may discover that a few people no longer belong within your circle of trust. Certain expectations you carried for a long time may begin to fade away. Yet what follows is not emptiness, but relief. It feels like the final veil lifting from a landscape that has been hidden for far too long, allowing you to see everything exactly as it is. Within that clarity, you begin to understand that letting go is not a loss. It is the wisdom that comes from knowing your value and honoring your limits. Not every truth arrives wrapped in comfort, but every truth creates space for freedom. That is one of the greatest gifts transformation can offer. The deeper lesson here has little to do with deciding who was right or wrong. It is about recognizing that you are allowed to choose what aligns with your own well-being. That realization marks a new level of maturity. It is the moment you stop waiting for approval and start trusting the voice that has quietly guided you all along. You no longer feel compelled to become the version of yourself that others find easiest to understand. Instead, you begin stepping more fully into the person you were always meant to be. As the solstice doorway opens, there is a growing willingness to release what no longer fits, even if it once held a special place in your heart. That choice is not rejection, it is self-respect. I believe these days carry the energy of that decision. You may find yourself setting boundaries where none existed before. You may choose your own path without needing permission from anyone around you. For the first time in a very long while, your inner knowing feels stronger than your uncertainty, and that certainty may become one of the most powerful gifts you awaken within yourself. What makes this even more meaningful is that the universe does not simply reveal the truth and then leave you there. It offers something tangible alongside that clarity. The Page of Pentacles appears again, reminding you that what you need is not merely symbolic. Whether it comes as an answer, an opportunity, recognition, or a meaningful breakthrough, something real is beginning to take shape. This time it feels different because it carries substance. The waiting begins to loosen its grip. The delays that once seemed endless no longer define the story. If you have ever found yourself wondering whether all your effort would amount to anything, these days may offer a surprising response. Especially in situations where you gave everything you had and still saw little evidence of progress, movement begins to appear. Seeds planted long ago are starting to break through the surface. The harvest arriving now is not measured only through results you can see. It is also measured through the healing taking place within your heart. If this message resonates with you, press the like button and share this video as a declaration to the universe that you are ready for a life built on truth, clarity, and abundance. Sometimes the smallest action carries the strongest intention. In its own quiet way, that choice signals that you are stepping across a threshold and into a new chapter. Yet there is still something more, and it may be the most meaningful gift of all. This one does not come from another person. It rises from your own courage. Stay with me because your soul is approaching the truth that feels deeply sacred. There are moments when understanding does not come through logic or explanation. Instead, it arrives as a feeling deep within the heart. It resembles the sensation of reaching the end of a long and demanding journey, not across physical landscapes, but through the hidden terrain of your own inner world. For you, Scorpio, June 20 and 21 carry that quiet but unmistakable feeling. There is a sense of completion moving through this season. A cycle that has been long, intense, and deeply transformative is approaching its final chapter. Beneath everything you have carried, there has always been a compassionate and resilient soul. And now you stand before something that feels earned rather than given. You did not arrive at this moment by accident. Every disappointment, every act of forgiveness that received nothing in return, and every time you continued giving while carrying your own pain has left an imprint. None of it disappeared. None of it was overlooked. The universe remembers far more than we often realize. And as this season turns, it feels as though the universe is quietly answering back. It is reminding you that nothing was forgotten. What approaches now is more than a reward. It feels like balance being restored. I truly believe that when people move through hardship without allowing bitterness to consume them, something remarkable happens. Their pain becomes wisdom. Their endurance becomes light. Scorpio, you have been living that transformation, and now that light is beginning to illuminate the road ahead. The Three of Pentacles often appears when effort is finally acknowledged. Recognition may come in subtle ways rather than dramatic ones, yet it carries genuine meaning. Someone may invite you into a new collaboration. A conversation could open an important professional door. Even a person who once questioned you may begin seeing your value from a completely different perspective. Authenticity has a way of revealing itself over time. Those who remain true to themselves are eventually recognized for who they are. If you'll be working toward a career change, strengthening your finances, or rebuilding an important part of your life, these next 2 days may begin connecting pieces that once seemed scattered. This is not simply a matter of luck. It is the result of what you planted long ago, even when the conditions seemed difficult and uncertain. The seeds took root beneath the surface, and now they are beginning to respond to the light. And now, Scorpio, you are entering a season of harvest. There is a lesson life eventually teaches all of us, no matter how long the journey takes. Quiet acts of kindness, steady devotion, and love given without conditions are never wasted. They simply require the right season to reveal what they have been growing beneath the surface. You are stepping into that season now. The Empress appears as a symbol of nurturing abundance and the gentle power of receiving. Improvements may show themselves through your finances, your well-being, or your overall sense of stability. Yet even more meaningful than those changes is the growing feeling that you are supported, protected, and moving in harmony with something larger than yourself. Those who once misunderstood your depth or treated your emotions as a weakness may begin seeing them differently. They may finally recognize that your sensitivity has always been one of your greatest strengths. As this new chapter unfolds, the qualities you once questioned within yourself become sources of wisdom and power. What once felt vulnerable begins revealing its true value. If these words resonate with your heart, leave an affirmation in the comments such as, "I receive my reward with gratitude because I have been through so much and still kept my light." Or simply press the like button as a quiet message to the universe that says, "I understand. I am ready." What is approaching is more than a result or an achievement. It is living proof that light always finds its way back, no matter how many clouds it must pass through. And please stay with me a little longer. The most meaningful part of this transformation is not measured through work, money, or external success. It exists within the deepest part of your soul. There is a sacred reminder waiting to emerge, and we are moving closer to it. There are times when restlessness appears without a clear explanation. On the outside, everything seems to be moving as usual. Life continues, responsibilities remain, and the world appears unchanged. Yet inside, you feel as though you have been standing in still water for too long, waiting for movement that never fully arrives. For Scorpio, That feeling often comes from a deeper place than circumstances alone. It rises when the soul senses that a significant transformation is approaching. During these next 2 days, the universe may offer a signal that is subtle but impossible to ignore. It arrives as a gentle current, encouraging you to move beyond what has become stagnant. Whether you are building something online, navigating an important business conversation, working with people at a distance, or seeking greater financial stability, positive shifts may begin revealing themselves. Yet the true gift extends beyond money or career matters. The deeper change is the feeling that life is flowing through you again. Energy begins returning to places that once felt blocked or dormant. The combination of the Four of Cups and the Two of Pentacles points toward an unexpected gift. It may not arrive in the form you imagined, but it carries exactly what you need. Perhaps it appears as a surprising opportunity, an unexpected offer, or a simple conversation that awakens something within you. Sometimes a single moment can change the direction of an entire season. This gift is not arriving merely to make you comfortable. It comes to encourage movement. It asks you to step beyond the space that once felt secure, but has gradually become too small for who you are becoming. Growth rarely happens inside familiar boundaries forever. Not everyone is willing to leave what once felt safe, yet you possess a deep inner knowing that becomes difficult to ignore once it begins speaking clearly. You may pause, question yourself, or weigh every possibility, but eventually your intuition demands to be heard. That willingness to listen is one of your greatest strengths. The Empress appears once again as a reminder that opportunities often arrive before we fully recognize them. A doorway may already be standing open in front of you. Reaching it could require releasing something that no longer supports your growth. It may be a secure but uninspiring position, a relationship that lacks genuine connection, or a routine that no longer reflects who you are. That release is not a loss. It is part of the process of becoming more fully yourself. Sometimes the universe is not taking something away from us. Instead, it gently guides us beyond places that can no longer hold the person we are becoming. What appears to be an ending often creates space for something far more aligned. The door you have been holding onto may be closing, but that does not mean you have failed. It may simply mean another path is preparing to open. And that path asks for courage. It asks you to take a step forward before every detail is visible. You may be standing before an important decision right now, surrounded by possibilities and uncertainty. Part of you seeks logic, while another part trusts what it feels deep within. If that sounds familiar, remember this: the universe delivers opportunities when you are ready to receive them, never too early and never too late. If hesitation has been present, the answer may not come from collecting more opinions. It may come from trusting yourself. Deep down, you already carry the wisdom you need. When the moment arrives, you will know which step belongs to you. If this message has awakened something within your heart, leave an affirmation in the comments. I am ready to leave the old waters and truly live. Or gently press the like button as a signal to the universe that you have heard the call. What is approaching is more than an opportunity. It is a new life quietly moving toward your shore. And dear one, there is still something even more sacred waiting to be revealed. It carries a feeling of recognition that reaches deep into the heart, and it may inspire you to look back at the sorrows you once carried through an entirely different lens. Stay with me for just a little longer, because what comes next is beginning to emerge right now. Sometimes the most meaningful gift in life is not an achievement or a milestone. Sometimes it is the moment someone truly sees you and quietly says, "Thank you for being here." Scorpio, the months behind you and perhaps even the years have been marked by devotion, patience, and emotional endurance that few people fully understood. You have carried responsibilities that often went unnamed. You have given your time, your energy, and at times even your own emotional comfort to preserve something important in your life. When others stepped away, you remained. When your own reserves felt low, you continued giving. When countless words remained unspoken, you chose understanding over reaction. You stayed present. You listened. You cared deeply, even when doing so required more strength than anyone realized. During these next 2 days, the universe seems ready to offer something meaningful in return, not as repayment, but as a reminder that the light you have carried through every difficult season has never gone unnoticed. The Empress appears once more, carrying a different kind of message. Beyond abundance and nurturing, she speaks of acknowledgement. She speaks of being seen for who you truly are. She speaks of finally understanding that your presence has mattered more than you may have believed. Someone you have cared for deeply, forgiven quietly, or continued loving from a distance may unexpectedly reveal their appreciation. The moment may arrive through a conversation, a gesture, a look, or a subtle shift in energy that reaches you more deeply than words ever could. And in that moment, you may recognize that genuine love does not disappear. Sometimes it simply waits for the right season to reveal itself. At the same time, a new sense of stability begins settling into your life. Your environment may feel more peaceful. Your well-being may feel more balanced. Relationships that once carried tension may begin softening in ways that create greater ease and understanding. The beautiful part is that these changes are not appearing only because circumstances are shifting around you. They are growing from within. They reflect the compassion, patience, and quiet strength you continued cultivating through every difficult chapter. What you carried inside is now beginning to reshape what surrounds you. You may also notice something returning that once felt lost. An old dream, a forgotten plan, or a passion you set aside may begin resurfacing. Perhaps there was a time when you convinced yourself that the opportunity had passed, that you were not ready, or that life required your attention elsewhere. Yet now it feels as though that dream was simply waiting beneath the surface until you were prepared to welcome it again. At the same time, truths that have remained hidden may gradually come into view. An explanation that never arrived, an apology that remained buried, or recognition you quietly hoped for may finally reveal itself. What once felt confusing begins making sense. What once felt unfinished begins finding its place. You may even notice that those who avoided certain truths are no longer able to avoid them. Yet, your role has changed. You are no longer standing in the energy of proving, pursuing, or demanding justice. You have already crossed that threshold. You understand now that forgiveness is not dependent on another person's actions. It is not something granted because someone earned it. It is something you choose because peace matters more than carrying the weight of old wounds. You deserve the freedom that comes from releasing what no longer belongs in your heart. As truth clears space within you, love begins taking on a different shape. If love already exists in your life, it deepens through honesty, authenticity, and mutual understanding. It becomes less about sacrifice and more about being fully yourself while still feeling accepted and valued. And if you are single, remain open. There is a possibility that someone meaningful may enter your life, not to rescue you or complete you, but to build something genuine alongside you, rooted in sincerity, maturity, and emotional truth. If these words touch something deep within your heart, leave a comment such as, "I embrace the truth, love, and healing the universe sends." Or simply press the like button as a quiet message to the universe that says, "I am ready." What approaches next may not arrive with dramatic fanfare, yet it carries the kind of meaning that fills the heart with gratitude. The time has come. We are reaching the culmination of this solstice message. Yet what is unfolding feels less like an ending, and more like the opening of a new doorway within you. This is the special card, the central message woven through everything we have explored together. It is the Chariot, amplified by the energy of the world. The Chariot arrives as a symbol of purpose, determination, and the quiet confidence that comes from finally trusting yourself. It is as though the universe is placing the reins gently into your hands and reminding you that your path belongs to you. You are no longer drifting through uncertainty or waiting for someone else to define your direction. You have the power to move toward what feels true, meaningful, and deeply aligned with the person you are becoming. Beside it stands the World card, carrying the energy of completion, fulfillment, and the closing of a chapter that has shaped you in profound ways. Together, these cards reveal a message that feels especially powerful at this solstice turning point. This rebirth is not simply about starting over. It is about honoring everything you survived, everything you learned, and everything that transformed you along the way. You are stepping into a new cycle with greater wisdom, deeper self-trust, and a clearer understanding of your own worth. You have gathered the lessons. You have restored balance within yourself. You have released burdens that were never meant to stay with you forever. The path ahead does not require you to prove anything. It simply asks you to continue forward with clarity, courage, and faith in the strength that already lives within you. As June 20th and 21 unfold, you may notice the numbers 21, 21, 21, 0777, or even 2020 appearing around you. See them as gentle reminders that this transition is unfolding with purpose. Each carries its own vibration of awakening, truth, alignment, and transformation. They arrive as small signs that you are supported, guided, and moving exactly where your soul needs to go. If you would like one affirmation to carry with you through these powerful days, let it be this: I welcome the light of truth, and through it I step fully into my transformation. Write it down. Whisper it to yourself each morning. Leave it in the comments as a declaration to both yourself and the universe. Every affirmation is a seed, and every seed planted with intention has the potential to grow into something extraordinary. And before we close, I want to take a moment to thank every person who helps keep this space alive. If these messages have brought you comfort, clarity, healing, or simply helped you feel a little less alone on your journey, you can support this channel through the link in the description or the QR code on your screen. Every contribution, no matter the size, helps us continue creating these messages and sharing them with souls who may need them at exactly the right moment. To everyone who has already offered their support, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your kindness helps these messages travel farther than any of us can see, reaching people during moments when they need hope, encouragement, and understanding the most. And if something in this message resonates deeply with you, if you can feel a quiet shift happening within your heart, press the like button one more time as your way of telling the universe, yes, I am ready. Share this video with another Scorpio in your life. It may be exactly the message they were meant to receive as this new season begins to unfold. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your trust, your presence, and the energy you bring into this community. Continue honoring your intuition, your depth, and the wisdom you have earned through every season you have traveled. Your light has journeyed through darkness, through transformation, and through renewal, and it continues to shine more brightly than ever. Until our next message, may this new doorway continue opening before you, one truth, one step, and one beautiful transformation at a time.